Welcome back. Championship Ringside is back. Blizzard Blaze here. You know, I'm finally had to come back to to the live session. The little sparring session. Go ahead and introduce yourself, young man.
Um, y'all call me Tank. You feel me? Knocking them out with body blows.
See, that's cool. That's cool. I I wouldn't even say Tank the most dominant fighter yet, man. I don't know. You think Tank dominating better than Fury?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Fury, dog. Well, he Tank up there for sure. Tank up there for sure. Um, Dog just watched Creed. You saw Creed 3?
Yeah.
How you felt about that?
Trash.
Trash? Like
Trash.
trash. Trash.
It was okay.
Damn. I'm about to say I seen trash movies, but I
No,
told you
it wasn't trash. It wasn't trash. I'm not gonna say
you
it.
expected more.
No, I just the storyline didn't they didn't tie shit together. Like you can tell there was a lot of cuts and they just didn't tie it together tightly. So I ain't really like it.
Me neither. I ain't gonna lie to you. Dude come out of retirement and win with one punch. Like, whoa. Like I sat here 2 hours to watch his ass get whipped and he won. I wasn't feeling that part. But look, happy basketball. Let's get into these basketball topics, man. All right. You want to bring this up. I don't even know where this came from. So I'll let you walk into it. First topic of the episode is what is a super team? How we even got to this point?
So, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this is just because I think a lot of times people just say if you have uh, good players on the team, that's a super team, and I don't think it's like that. I think a super team is I can go with my definition right off bat, but um, I've always seen a super team as at least three superstars that can carry an NBA team to the playoffs on their own. That's how I've looked at it. Like the way that I see people do it, they say, well,
You said to the
um,
finals?
no, to the playoffs.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, oh, damn.
No, to the playoffs.
Okay.
I might have said finals, but I meant playoffs.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay, okay.
so yeah, three superstars that can carry a team to the playoffs. Individually, they team up. That's the super team. I see, like, well, if they have a great defender and they have a superstar and they have a good role player, like none of that shit is super teams to me. I think it's three superstars, like at that point in time, in their prime. Like not the fact that they could have did it once upon a time. So like giving you for example, um, like the Suns wouldn't be a super team to me. I don't think CP3 got it at this point in his career to take a team to the playoffs. He doesn't have it. Neither does Aiden. You
Technically,
feel me?
Brooklyn either.
I think I think Booker and KD at this time in their career healthily, if they're healthy, they're good enough to do it.
Well, I
But
guess I'm saying, but before Booker got CP3, he didn't show he could bring a team to the playoffs. So
he didn't. He didn't. I have confidence in him that he can
now,
do that. Yeah, that he can do that now. I'm
yeah,
just saying
I know.
that. Yeah, that would be a super team to me. So uh, shit. Yeah, so that's the way that I look at it.
Uh, I can agree with you to an extent. Uh, three players that can take you to the playoffs. I'm not sure how drastic that can get because you got the Baby Thunder. I mean, you got the Celtics. I'm assuming the Miami Heat. Of course, would you include the Golden State Warriors in that one? Because it's not proven Clay could carry a team to the playoffs, and I definitely think that was a super team that they had going on when it comes to the Warriors. I kind of look at super teams. Uh, what's the best way to put it? when you form a team, I never actually thought of the definition. To me, there's a few super teams. You're right. I don't look at Phoenix like a super team. I look at the Warriors as a super team. I look at the Heat as a super team. I didn't look at Boston as a super team. It was a big three, but as a super team, no, I didn't have that much faith in Ray Allen or Paul Pierce to say, oh, that's a super team. Uh, it's crazy because I consider the Rockets a super team back in the '90s when they had Barkley, Hakeem, and Elijah. I mean, not Elijah. Barkley, Hakeem, and Drexler or Pippen. I consider them a super team when I go back and look at it. I get Barkley was past his prime, but it was still Charles Barkley at the end of the day. I think he was still a good basketball player, at least damn in the '90s. Maybe still a top basketball player. I'm not gonna sit there and say he was a top 20. I don't know the ranking how Charles Barkley was in that season, but I will actually I don't know. Damn. See, and so that means your definition 73 Sixers wouldn't be a super team then.
I don't know who's on the 83 Sixers.
Yeah, because
Okay,
that means because Mo
so
Cheeks, but most people say that's a super team because there was a big there was a big playoff team. There was a big team in the 82 season, and then they got Moses Malone, who's the MVP. And it's so many definitions of a super team. Damn.
So no, look, listen, I got you. That makes sense. So I could give you that when it comes down to that. So like the teams that we're looking at is you had an MVP caliber player to join a finals team in the 82 76ers. So you had they went to the finals and then they added MVP. So I got you. Super team. Whereas the formula that I have is not perfect, right? You had the 73 win Warriors, and then they added a MVP caliber player in KD. So super team. Whereas they don't have that traditional like three dudes who can get you to the finals, but they had a team that was in the finals, and three players that could get you to the playoffs. They had a team that was in the finals, and then they added MVP caliber player. So I get you, super team for those two. Just in general, though, you're looking at like giving you, for example, the people who I can say super teams. Um, the first one we're looking at the 83 76ers. I'm good with that. Then to me, the next super team are kind of super team. We could with Barkley, Hakeem, and Scotty. That was supposed to be a super team. I don't know if that was because that was a huge failure. Now Barkley wasn't the one that was really past his prime. Barkley averaged 25 that season. I think Dream was the one who was done at that point. And Pip, it's
He didn't
Pip,
play with Barkley pretty much.
yeah, yeah. It was Barkley and the rest of them. That's how it was. That's kind of how it was with them. Uh, so yeah, that's kind of how they.
How about this? Two superstars and an all-star.
That would. So I'm saying, if we're looking at it like that, two superstars and an all star. Now, if that all star is, and that's the part about the all star that throws me off, because when you have two superstars, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times that next star is going to get all star treatment based on the success of the team.
No, not that type. Not that type.
Okay.
Strictly that ball. Like we knew Chris Bosh could ball. We know Klay Thompson can ball. We know damn, I'm drawing the blank. Mo
Well,
Cheeks. We know James Worthy. He could ball. See, this what a Phoenix Suns question be at, because I wouldn't consider Devin Booker a superstar, even though Chris Paul is an all-star. I wouldn't consider Devin Booker a superstar. Like the Nets, I would the Nets probably wouldn't say, because I wouldn't consider Kyrie a superstar. But Yeah, I think the better form for me. I mean, clearly this is a recipe we're trying to cook up our own, but I think for me, I'm more comfortable saying two superstars and an all-star make a super, well, we could say make a super team. So that would eliminate a lot of people, and that still would exclude the Bulls because I know a lot of people like to say the Bulls were super team, but Scottie Pippen was a superstar. So
Yeah, it's a tough formula. I think it just in general. If we look at it from this standpoint, I if you have three superstars, then if you have three superstars that can get those teams individually to the playoffs, that in general is going to be a super team. Or we can have the formula where you have a highly successful team that adds, let's say, a top 10 player. So if you wind up if you have a
how often that
contender,
happens, huh?
it doesn't happen that often. But if you add a top 10 player, but you was already a contending team, then that can make you a super team. Now the thing is, you know what when I said that,
What you thought of?
I thought about Dallas this year. Because is Kyrie a top 10 player?
No.
Okay. So I was like, wait, because
if you think he's better than Ja, I don't think he's better than Ja, so I would say no.
I get you. He's not a top 10 player to me. Yeah. So
I mean, that's one person who have yet to his whole career he have yet to show he can carry somebody to the playoffs. No disrespect to him. I love him, but there's no evidence if Kyrie the leader of that squad, we going to the playoffs. Like, Boston was in the finals the year before he did that shit. It's choppy. But yeah, I feel your definition. Three players who can carry it to the team. The only thing that makes me question it, like I always question Klay Thompson on his own. I think he wants somebody. You think Draymond benefited from Steph? I think Klay Thompson benefited from Steph. I even think we overrate Klay Thompson shooting because of Steph, but that's another topic for another day. And of course, no evidence of James Worthy of carrying the team to the playoffs. No, this is not a knock on him. He didn't have a chance to show it. So I still respect your definition, but I think I'm more comfortable saying two superstars and an all-star, which I know neither one is a perfect formula for a super team. But
so let's take it to the comments. So what do you think is a super team? Two superstars and an all-star, or three individual superstars that can carry their team to the playoffs?
I like that. I need somebody. I need to show love. Like let this young man know Blizzard Blaze be spitting bars. I do this. I practice in the mirror, man.
That's what it is. That's what took you so long. You was listening to 8 Mile.
Nah, I'm listening to Nick. I'm listening to Nick Wright and all his crazy ass tactics of how he get his point across.
Oh God!
I do the assassin on how he get his points across. Boy, I'm like, dog. He will find the exact stat to make somebody sound better than somebody. Like, whoa, nobody even thinking about stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, we good on that subject?
Yeah, we good.
All right. This one I'm ready for this one. This one gonna be fun. This one gonna be fun. So, your question to me was, I won't read the exact question. Because that's it caught me by surprise. Is that does Steph have a bigger impact on basketball than MJ did? Put that on the screen. So your question to me is Steph impact bigger than Jordan's?
Yeah, that's the question.
You want me to go first?
I want you to go first.
All right. Of course it is. Of course it is. Shout out to Jordan, made the game global. But when we say impact on basketball, I think Steph transitioned the game he actually changed the game around. I think Jordan changed how the game is looked at, how the game is played, how GMs play the game. I mean, not play the game, how GMs look at the game, how coaches look at the game. He changed it to where a guard could take over the game and win championships and be the best player in the league versus whoever the tallest player is gonna look like the best player. MJ changed it that way, but Steph changed how people play basketball. When I say play basketball, like if you think about the impacts, if you go by each side, I'm trying to make it quick. So MJ changed how players, like coaches look at the game. So this stuff, MJ changed how GMs look at the game. So this stuff. Now, what Steph did that MJ didn't do is change how players play. Before MJ, guards were still playing the same way. Shoot, not as much as the fadeaway. Fadeaway would be MJ's signature move, I guess. But we talking about mid-range jumpers, try to get to the goal, try to, go over a big man, go under a big man, maybe a perimeter shot here or there. Everybody played like that, and of course, maybe he influenced the fadeaway. But if you look at Pee Wee games, high school games, college games, and NBA games, they all shooting 3-pointers. I just seen a clip on Instagram where these dudes went back to back shooting damn near half court shots. They kept going deeper and deeper pause, and yeah, this is how Steph changed the game. Steph actually changed how players play. Shout out to MJ. He had an impact, but I think if we go on bar for bar and how we put levels to it, Steph has a bigger impact because he influenced how players play. Like the guards played like MJ before and after. Before Steph, it wasn't jacking up threes like that. After Steph, people jacking up threes like it's nothing. So Steph has a bigger impact on basketball than Michael Jordan.
All right. So first of all, I can see how you can say that, right? Because there's people shoot a lot of threes right now, and that's due a lot to do with stuff. That's a lot to do with the analytics of the game. 3 points is more to when you do the math. 40% from three is better than 50% from two. So doing the math, it makes sense, right? Now, what I'm going to say about Jordan's impact to the game, it goes beyond basketball, right? So Jordan's impact to the game is not only is it a global game because of Michael Jordan. So once we look at the global portion, right, you wind up having Luka, Jokic, Wembanyama, you got Greek Freak, like Dirk. All of these people are like spawns coming from MJ because MJ brought the game global. Also, once we look at this, like the endorsements, before Nike had the single endorsement with Michael Jordan, Converse had like all of the basketball players. So it wasn't an individual. It wasn't looked at as an individual game. It was more of a team game. The most popular players before Michael Jordan was Bird and Magic. That was the most popular players. And you still had to have a dominant center in order to win games. That's how it was looked at. If you wanted to be a championship team, you had to have a dominant center. Michael Jordan made it where you can have not only the game be more exciting from having a guard as the focal point, but just being able to advertise the face of your team as a guard or somebody who handles the ball, that skyrocketed. So that kind of eliminated almost eliminated the center position, because I think Steph had more of a role in eliminating the center position, because you have to be able to switch in order to get on threes. But now the center position isn't a focal point. The way that the game is called is a lot to do with MJ, because they wanted people to be able to emulate what MJ did. So they wanted to, every time Michael Jordan got away from the game, they wanted to take away hand checking so they can emulate what he did, because they didn't, when the center was the centerpiece of the game, you didn't get as many ratings. When you wind up getting somebody who was a guard that was the centerpiece of the game, you had eyes looking in. You was able to sell shoes. You was able to sell jerseys. So MJ just made it a more global game. So I think MJ impact is a direct impact on Steph's game. So, or not Steph's game. I think MJ's impact on basketball allowed Steph to be able to have his impact on basketball. So I'm definitely gonna get an edge to MJ.
All right, so I agree with you when it comes to MJ impacted stuff. That's for sure. I'm not disagreeing with that. That's a major thing. And if we talk about business of the game, there's only one person who could even sniff what MJ did, and that's LeBron. And I'm not even sure if LeBron can sniff what MJ does when it comes to business. So yeah, if you want to go by the impact on the business side, on like Nike and how he did all that, lifetime contract. Matter of fact, he branched away from Nike and his own brand is up there with Nike. Yeah, you got me there. I was strictly talking about on the court. If you want to go off the court, then yeah, you got me. Jordan got that. I want. So wait, I'm giving MJ credit for him making the NBA global. I'm not giving MJ credit for the European players coming over, like because he got drafted with Hakeem. So that was part of the transition of European players coming through. Once Hakeem came through, then you got. I mean, I know Vlade Divac wasn't all that, but he, another European player, of course, Tony Kukoc. Like I don't think MJ impacted the European movement coming into the NBA. So I'm not getting that.
So Hakeem went to Houston, like for college. He went to Houston. So that's the thing. If you played basketball really in the States, that's different than like making the game global. When I'm talking about the whole point of the dream team was to make the game global. Like that was the thing. They always wanted European players to come and play. The thing was, if European players wanted to come play on in the NBA, they wasn't able to play in FIBA, and the European players wasn't really rocking with that. So I could get what you're saying right there. I'm saying that if the NBA's popularity wouldn't have reached that height with MJ as the face of the NBA, then you wouldn't have people that would actually like decide to do it. Like just giving you for example, there's like football is the most popular sport in the United States. It's very rare to see somebody who chooses between football and in America choose between football and soccer. Like it's usually gonna go with football because that's the most popular sport. I'm saying MJ's popularity made the game so global to where you wind up having people look up to him to be like, damn, I want to do like that. Also, I think everybody wanted to be a guard, from big men to 5 foot and under. Everybody wants to be a guard based on I want to be like Mike. I think that's what it is. I think you at now what you saying?
You lost me on that one.
Huh?
You lost me on that one. I think
when did that start? When did big men start wanting to play like guards?
That was definitely in a 2010s.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say I wouldn't say I want to be like Mike was a quote, but that was for dudes who was actually want to be like Mike. Don't get it twisted. Mike, like even you agree, Mike dominated in a quote unquote, get on the camera, big man era. So
he did.
If you was above 6, I won't say 6'9", you weren't trying to be like Mike. You was looking at these other cats. You was looking at Shaq and trying to be him or try to be. Well, I can't say Larry Bird, but the big man aura was still around when MJ was dominating. Now, if you was 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 6'5", and that MJ height, yeah, you wanted to be like Mike. And that actually but that actually complements to my point of saying not everybody 6'6", like me and you.
But I'm saying, but peep game. So like say for a big man, like what big men really came out and wanting to play like Shaq? Like think about it. Think about the big man who really wanted to play like Shaq. Like just think about Andrew Bynum. They told Andrew Bynum, don't shoot no more threes, and he's like, I'm gonna shoot it again. Like I'm saying that he wanted to be a guard, and we can say we can transition that from Mike to Kobe or something like that. But I'm saying before Steph, like bigger dudes came in and they wanted to play more like guards.
But
So
you
so
don't get that.
KG came.
I can't, no. You about to turn this into a debate show, bro. I'm not about to give Jordan no damn credit for guards, for big men trying to play like guards. I would give that to Chris Webber before I give it to Jordan. Like,
But when did Chris Webber come into the league? Chris Webber was drafted in '93.
okay,
Jordan had 2 championships when Chris Webber was drafted. Who you think he looking up to?
okay, but you're not about to tell me that Andrew Bynum saw Jordan and said, "Okay, I could do that."
No,
I'm
what
saying
I'm
when you see Rasheed Wallace shooting threes, when you see Kevin Garnett being the point of offense at the top of the key, like Sabonis setting up players as a big man, I think all those complement into the game. And then, of course, like I said, the game starts tradition. Like Jordan was dominating a big man era. Once it started fading away, it started becoming more of a wing era. It just became a point guard era.
and what I'm saying is the reason why it became more of a wing era was due to the success of Jordan. Now
Okay, I agree with that.
that's not only the success of him personally, that's the success of the league. The league was dying before Magic and Bird saved it. And then Jordan took it to a whole different level. So I'm saying when they see the fact that Jordan was like they were doing so good financially from a financial standpoint, then you're gonna mess around and say, I want to emulate that. So giving you for example, women's college basketball with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. The way that they put that together, the NCAA or the WNBA should try to emulate that in order to get their ratings up, or in order to make that game a better game, because they highlighted individuals, right?
Shout out
And he
to
never did
the
that before.
WNBA episode.
Huh?
Say shout out to the WNBA episode. 10 reasons to say the WNBA. It's on wax. I got 10 ways to say the WNBA. I know. But
Yeah, look, I don't want to stay on this topic too
right,
long.
right,
Like,
right. We we,
so
we
look,
we we agree to disagree. I think
yeah,
Steph
so
had
look,
more of an impact.
let's take it to the comments. Who you think had a bigger influence on the NBA? Steph or MJ?
And I'm gonna put this whole thing out, so y'all gotta listen to the whole reasoning. We gotta put out reason for that. All right. I couldn't wait for the next one too. This one gonna be fun too. Because I feel like we talking about a little too much. We're going a little ham. We need to slow it down just a little bit, But look, let's get straight to it. My boy Jimmy. I personally think he's the second best player in the playoffs right now. Second. I'm gonna stick with what I said. Second. Just in case you don't know, Booker, Jimmy, Joker. That's my top 3 in the playoffs. If you want to go with the fourth, I think the fourth. What I said the fourth would be. I forgot. And 5 is fourth would be Kevin Durant, and then 5 would be interchangeable because everybody else kind of inconsistent. But that's my top 5 in the playoffs. That's irrelevant. Jimmy Butler been making waves. 98 points in 2 games. Nobody did that since MJ and Jimmy Butler. He got the Heat looking like the best team in the Eastern Conference. Jimmy been wilding to the fact you had the nerve to text me this damn question. So, I mean, where do we start? You want to start off? You want me to start this off? Like,
Look, I can start it off real quick. So the way that I look at it, and I'm not going to like put them in order, or kind of put them in order, but I don't even want to
you
defend
do
this.
it?
So listen,
I gotta do it with you.
So listen, I'm gonna tell you my top 5, right?
Okay.
I got LeBron, Bird, Dr. J, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard. After that, I gotta put um Rick Barry in now.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I can start talking Jimmy Butler.
Stop it.
Yeah, that's why I can
Stop
start talking Jimmy
it.
Butler right there.
Let's do this.
I think so. Listen, I think Jimmy Butler can have a conversation with anybody after that. The people who I can think about in just in that range. You have uh Hondo, Pip, Elgin Baylor, Mello, Neek, Jimmy. All of them are in that range, and I think he has a conversation with any one of them. So, and the reason why I'm saying I think he has a conversation with any one of them because the success that these people had in their same place, I have Jimmy there. Um, when it comes down to as the man, what did you do as the man? And that's all. That's what I talk about. I don't want to hear what you did as a sidekick because we know being a man versus being a sidekick is a different role. Like we have one of the things that you talked about earlier in this podcast was Kyrie Irving has not been able to show like lead a team anywhere as the man, but we saw him win a championship as a sidekick, and I just I don't think when I'm looking at it as the man, who's done more? Who's really done more as the man? You feel me? And I can get deep into this, but I'm saying when it comes down to it, if I'm really looking at it, like I even give you the fact that Jimmy kind of coast in a regular season. In a regular season, I don't really care. But when the lights come on, him and Butler, he can have this conversation with Scottie Pippen, Dominique Wilkins, Melo, Hondo, Elgin Baylor. So as I got Jimmy Butler as top 10 small forward all time.
He's not done more than Hondo. You see, okay. You know what? I'm not. It's not my turn to dispute your conversation. So let's get one thing clear. LeBron, Larry Bird, Kevin Durant, Scottie Pippen, Dr. J, Elgin Baylor, Dominique Wilkins, Rick Barry, Paul Pierce, Kawhi Leonard. Those are the top 10 small forwards of all time. I'm not really debating that. I think it's clear. I don't think Jimmy Butler has done nothing more than any of those guys. Scottie Pippen didn't have a chance to be the man. If you want to see the Portland Trailblazers, that's fine. The Portland Trailblazers were a championship caliber team until they ran to Kobe and Shaq. That's reasonable. People do the same shit with Karl Malone. I guess Scottie Pippen got the same excuse. Elgin Baylor led his team to the finals and dropped 61 in the finals. I'm not trying to hit Jimmy Butler in that conversation. He could be in a conversation with James Worthy and even James Worthy, who has a Finals MVP. I get it, he was the third best player, but I like to talk about resume too. But he's in a conversation with James Worthy, Bernard King, and Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, that's Hondo won 8 championships. I'm pretty sure he led the team in a few of those, at least one or two of them. So yeah, I think what we're doing with Jimmy Butler is celebrating the fact that he's one of the more likable players of all time. His resume is similar to Reggie Miller. So I'm not sure how high people speak on about Reggie Miller, but Reggie Miller to me benefited from being in the league for the first 50 years. So yeah, he gonna rank amongst the top players because he was one of the top players the next 50 years. But as the years keep going on, they got players passing up Reggie Miller. I would say Jimmy Butler in the Reggie Miller area of players. And when you put about the small forward, the elite small forwards in the league, Jimmy Butler made his name known the year he brought them to the finals. He's always been a consistent player in the playoffs, but he led his team to the finals in a bubble year. But if we're gonna sit there and if we're gonna give Jimmy credit for the bubble, bringing Miami to the bubble championship, then we need to give credit to LeBron for winning the bubble championship. But if you're gonna knock LeBron for the bubble championship, we can't give Jimmy praise for the bubble finals appearance. So as far as that goes, Jimmy's not top 10 to me. I think he's not even top. I don't think he passed up Melo to me. So yeah, and here I don't know when he passed up Paul Pierce or Dominique Wilkins. Like he's not in that area. I think we overrate Jimmy Butler because he excites us and he's somebody we like. We like Jimmy. You know, people probably fuck with his coffee and everything, but don't get it twisted. This might come to a horrible end. It might crash and burn, whether it's the Eastern Conference Finals or the finals. I think they can make it to the finals. They can beat Boston or Philadelphia, but he's not that guy yet. You know, if he brings them to the finals and actually win something, then we could talk about it again. He could pass up Dominique and I guess you could say Elgin, you know, but till then, as of right now, he's far from top 10. Maybe in a 13 or 15 area.
All right, so I guess this is my turn to shit on people. All right, so
you don't have to do that, man.
No. I just want to clear things up. So one, when we talk about Scottie Pippen, the thing that people always do is we say Scottie Pippen got the Bulls to the second round without Jordan. They won 57 games. He got them to the second round. That is Scottie Pippen's claim to fame. That is what he did. We don't say that
one of the best defenders of all time.
Huh?
One of the best defenders of all time. I wasn't going by that.
No, cool. I understand that. But I'm saying the way that we rate defense versus offense, like an elite defensive player versus an elite offensive player, those are not the same. Those are not the same players. So like who we have is defensive player of the year. It was Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. was the defensive player of the year. So we're saying that he was the best defender in the league this year. So if we're going to say that he was the best defender in the league this year, where does he rank in the league this year? Is he top 10? Is he top 20? Is he top 50? Like and I'm just saying that because we don't rank defense as high as we rank offense, right? Because I'm pretty confident that we don't have Jaren Jackson Jr. He might be top 20, maybe not. But if we're going to say that the Joker, who was not really a good defender, but he was probably the best offensive player this year, we look at him as a top 5 player. So we rank these things differently. All right. But so just to go on Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen, as the man, he didn't do more than Jimmy. He did more than Jimmy as the sidekick, yes. But he's the sidekick to Michael Jordan.
What Jimmy did more of?
Huh?
What more Jimmy did?
No, but listen to what I'm saying. Let me go ahead and finish, and then you can kind of rebuttal. I'm saying that Jimmy has done more as far as if we're gonna say as the man, we're gonna say like his teams were better in the regular season. He's carried his teams better in the postseason than Scottie Pippen. When it came down to Jimmy, like I won't say to Jimmy fucking up, but we can look at the Portland series where Scottie Pippen scored 1 point in the fourth quarter. Like what they gave up, like a 16-point lead against Shaq and Kobe. They were supposed to eliminate them. Scottie Pippen scored 1 point. You feel me? He wasn't a top defender because he was getting cooked too. So maybe he was old at that point. I don't know. Maybe he was old. All right, but if we're looking at it from the man standpoint, Jimmy has done more, and I think that's the person who you have. You have Scottie Pippen as top 5. So that's where I'm looking at.
Whoa, I didn't say that.
Oh, what you had? Scottie Pippen in 6?
No. I just named 10 people who got better.
Okay, well, cool. I chose Scottie. So choosing Scottie, I can say that Jimmy has done more than Scottie, and Scottie is in your top 10. I can look at Paul Pierce. I can say Jimmy.
Fair,
I'm saying as the man, Jimmy has done more than Paul Pierce. We try to give Paul Pierce this saying that he was the best player on Boston. We know KG was the best player on Boston. KG was the defensive player of the year that year. Also, he was I want to say he was 3rd in MVP voting. It was Kobe won, Chris Paul was 2nd, KG was 3rd, but KG was also the defensive player of the year that year. So, and he was the one who was actually 1st team All NBA that year, where Paul Pierce was 3rd team in All NBA that year. So KG was the best player, and they played the same position as far as All NBA is concerned. Both of them was forwards. It wasn't, they don't separate power forward versus small forward. Nah, if we thought Paul Pierce was the man, then Paul Pierce would have been the one who was first team, and KG would have been the one that was third team that year. It wasn't like that. The way that we gave Paul Pierce that Finals MVP was Paul Pierce got carried off the court, faking ass, and came back running on the court. Oh, it's the truth. He pulled the Houdini on us, and he got the Finals MVP because he averaged 2 more points than Kobe, even though he wasn't the best player on that team. And cool, I don't think KG really cared about that because KG was a person who would allow other players to lead his team in scoring. That wasn't his game. He was more of he gonna be second on the team in scoring. He's gonna lead the defense, and that's what KG did. So it's just I can take 2 people out of that. Even if we talk about Elgin Baylor wasn't the best player on those teams. That was Jared West. He wasn't. You can go check
his rookie year.
His rookie year,
that's when he got to the finals. His rookie year, huh?
And that's when they went to the finals 9 times. Yeah, they went to the finals 9 times. The time that they actually won was when Elgin Baylor retired. That's when they actually won. Elgin Baylor retired like 5 games in.
Cut this fucking mic off, man.
But no, that's it. I'm just saying. And I don't even remember all the people that you was. I don't remember all the people that you was saying that was top 10. But when I look at the top 10 that you was putting up there, you could have more of a conversation for Hondo. I think that was Dave Bing. He was the MVP that year, or whoever, I can't remember. But I think
Dave
he was the MVP. Dave Collins. Yeah, I think Dave.
Well, it should have been Kareem. It should have been Kareem, but
if you're gonna give it to
if you're gonna give it to something,
but
I guess
I'm saying as the Celtics, was Hondo the man that year, or was it Collins? So
it was Hondo. Collins had better stats as far as his rebounds was up there, and he was second in points. Hondo had a lot of points, but his other stats wasn't up there. So I guess that's what.
So with that said, I'm just saying that Jimmy can have a conversation with a lot of these people, because when I really look at it, what Jimmy has done more as the man than mostly all of these dudes.
This is the man fucking conversation, dog. You constantly ride that conversation, dog. So all right, look, let's break this down. So to be clear, this whole demand conversation, we only going by this bubble year, because that's literally his most successful year as the man.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't get on the bubble part. Yeah, so the bubble. Just I guess give you a little short portion about the bubble. The bubble counts. Everybody had the same thing in the bubble.
Respect the Lakers championship.
I respect the Lakers championship in the bubble. I've always listen.
I better not hear you diss it.
So listen.
I've
always respect the Lakers championship in a bubble. My thing was the bubble, the way that LeBron tried to put the bubble, he tried to put the bubble as saying this is one of the hardest championships ever. And I'm like, no. Everybody was under the same thing. If anything, it's easier in a perspective of, like, for older players, than the wear and tear on your body. You had a little bit better for that. For younger players, like if the people who was probably disadvantaged in the bubble was the people who was in their prime. That was the people who was disadvantaged, because the older players, you got more rest, you got more, your body was able to heal because you had such a long layoff for the season. And the young players who young and ignorant, you couldn't go out and party and have fun. You couldn't do that. You had to just play basketball. But the people who was just the veterans who in their prime and everything, who just hooping, I think those were the ones that were most disadvantaged, because they didn't get that competitive advantage of you having somebody go out that night. But everybody dealt with the same thing. So I respect the bubble.
You basing everything off his bubble year then, pretty much.
No, I'm not basing everything off his bubble year.
So look, outside the bubble year, he had one conference finals. That's it.
No, he does have one. He does have one conference finals, but he's been successful everywhere that he's been. So Minnesota. So we bring him to Minnesota.
Okay, let's do
Minnesota.
this. Hold up. Let's do this. Let's do this. I just wanted to make clear before I start going through the names. LeBron easy, KD easy, Bird easy, Dr. J easy, Rick Barry, I believe, Kawhi Leonard, and Hondo. Those are the ones that you have to argue with, right?
Yeah, I'm good with those.
All right. So this where I feel like you're being unfair. Like I said, Elgin Baylor. I mean, I'm not even sure how you don't have Elgin Baylor easily top 10. Like the numbers he put up while Wilt was in the league and Oscar was in the league, like he couldn't beat Bill Russell Celtics. I'm not about to sit there and say, okay, you know, he did a lot. I get Jerry West's on the squad, but Jimmy Butler not carrying everybody. He got a squad around him. But okay, so I think Elgin Bell is an easy number 8. So I think Dominique Wilkins was going through the same nonsense Jimmy Butler going through. Like he in a league with the Celtics and the Sixers, and I guess you could say the Pistons was still around during his heyday too. I think Dominique still held his own. I think he even got a scoring title. Like I said, I talk about resume, and I think Dominique Wilkins actually had a resume that we could talk about and say, okay, yeah, he has a better resume than Jimmy Butler. And then again, like I said, my fifth person, my 10th person to me would be Paul Pierce, because even if you say he didn't do much as the man, he still has a better resume than Jimmy Butler. If you want to say, okay, you know, Jimmy Butler was a better player and done more, that's still debatable. Paul Pierce,
but wait, does he have a better resume than Jimmy? Because what I'm like, if you have your phone available, you could do Jimmy Butler versus Paul Pierce.
Let's see.
I don't know if Paul Pierce has more All NBA teams or anything like that more than Jimmy Butler. And then the crazy thing is, like, my thing is when I'm looking at Jimmy Butler versus like a Dominique Wilkins.
Wait, if you want me to break it down real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you want to say Jimmy Butler has more, Jimmy Butler got him on more all defenses, and I'm not sure if they got all NBAs, but I guess Jimmy Butler gonna pass him up in all NBAs. But if you go by stats in career, I think Pierce still edge him in the most part. Jimmy Butler, I think he riding high off like 2-3 playoff runs. I would still edge Paul Pierce.
And I'm saying once you just went to accolades, accolades, and Jimmy has Paul Pierce when it comes down to accolades. My thing is the accolades are going to be based on the regular season. Jimmy Butler is a better playoff player than these dudes. Jimmy coasts in the regular season. Who's
a better playoff player then? The only person you can say is probably Paul Pierce. That's it.
No, I'm saying then Dominique, who's never got out the first round, then Scottie Pippen, who's only led a team to the second round, because that's what y'all like to do when it comes down to Scottie Pippen. He's led somebody to the second round. It's the man. That's what he's done. He was a great sidekick.
Dude, you overrating the shit out of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler,
I'm not.
He led Miami to the second round, the conference finals, and the finals.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I'm wondering how much we giving him for a 3-year run over a career that Scottie Pippen put up. It's not his fault. He was behind Jordan. You're judging Scottie Pippen off of the 2 years when he didn't have Jordan. You're trying to shoot the success of getting to the second round.
No. So this what I'm saying. With what you do, with Magic, you take away from Magic because he had such a team around him, but you don't take away from Pippen for the same thing. What are you talking about? Listen to what I'm saying. Just like absorb what I'm saying. I'm saying, do you not feel like Magic is overrated?
I don't think he's a top 5 player, dude.
Do you think Magic is overrated?
Yes.
Okay, why?
He's not he's a one-way player. He's a one-way player. You want me to answer?
Go ahead. Yeah.
He's a one-way player. He's one-dimensional. His success is pretty much rated. It's completely rated off of his team success. That's it. If like he got his MVPs, me and you both can agree his MVPs was off of team success. I can argue that he was never the best player in the league. That these are reasons. Like I'm not like if his team being successful is just more evidence. It's not the prime reason.
Okay, so when you look at Scottie Pippen's success, what do we base him off of? Like when we look at Scottie Pippen, like why do we feel like okay, Scottie Pippen is great? Is it not team success?
I wouldn't consider all defense team success.
But Magic has assist titles. He has
that's that. But you got to pass that to somebody.
No, but I'm saying he has this. Okay, so as far as
that's a good thing. I'm just saying, like, you know.
Wait. I'm saying Magic has assist titles. He has all NBAs. He has MVPs. When we look at that, we're going to say that Scottie Pippen's individual success is based on his individual success, but Magic's individual success is based on his team success.
No.
Make it make sense to me, bro. Like I'm trying.
Okay,
to understand what you're saying.
Everybody has their claim to fame to something.
Mm-hmm.
Scottie Pippen claim to fame to me is not the 6 championships. He was like I agree with you. He's the sidekick of that. He's a reason why they got 6 championships, but he's not the reason. So I think his claim to fame is being one of the best perimeter defenders of all time. So when you look at 9 all defense, I think it's 9. 9 all defense, I think that's where you nod your head and say, okay, Scottie Pippen's a great player. When we look at Magic Johnson, it's everything is based off of his team success. His MVPs, you can say it's because of team success. His all NBAs, you can say because of team success. You can say his winning record. That's what elevates Magic up there. Magic's a top 10 player because of what he's done in the league. I just don't think he deserves the top 5 love that he gets because I respect two-way players a little more. Of course, like Scott, like it's not a comparison. Scottie Pippen is no above Magic Johnson because there's still more about impact of winning that still has a place in it. But I'm not discounting anything from Magic. I'm not discounting any one of them because of their team.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it like if we're looking at it, Scottie Pippen was a great defender, one of the greatest defenders of all time. But I can still go back to the Jaren Jackson Jr. conversation that we had a few minutes earlier. We don't have him. We don't have him top 20.
So what you trying to do with this? You trying to put because we gotta wrap this topic up.
We can wrap it up.
Jimmy versus Scotty? That's what you leaving it at?
No. I'm just saying. For
who you putting Jimmy against?
Huh?
Who you putting Jimmy against? What, you want to do Jimmy and Paul Pierce?
Oh no, that's what you asked. Was it Jimmy versus Scotty? Yeah, I got Jimmy over Scotty and Paul Pierce.
There it is. That's how we're gonna lead that, Scott. I love to hear everybody's comment on it. I'm gonna try to chop this up as best as I can. Who do you have ranked higher all time right now? Jimmy Butler, Scottie Pippen, Paul Pierce. I think I got both of them above Jimmy Butler right now, but my guy G says he's Jimmy Butler above him. We gotta see how that roll.
Easy.
Oh no, man. I think Jimmy in that fucking Carmelo area. But hey, we're gonna see. I don't know. I did it off the fly. I'm not sure because now that I think about it, Melo have an argument to be above Paul Pierce.
That's why I say Jimmy can have a conversation with all of them.
Yeah, if he is, he's number 10. I don't think he's above Dominique. I'm sorry.
But I don't know if Dominique might have a scoring title. I'm not sure. I think he might have had a.
I think he does.
Got a
he has at
least
least one.
That year Jordan got hurt, so I think his second year, either Jordan rookie year or his second year, he got a scoring title.
He has at least one. I know that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to the next one. What we got? I forgot what it was. Okay, we're going to the Lake Show, LA. Is AD ready to lead the Lakers? I mean, you want to go on this one because I'm not gonna be
okay. So talent-wise, yeah, absolutely. Talent-wise, the Lakers have been AD's team since 2020. If we're gonna be real, from a production standpoint. AD has been the best defensive player on that team, and AD has been 1A on offense if you give him the ball. The issue is that AD has a good game, then all of a sudden he don't get the ball in the next game, and we see this. So I think AD had 30 and 20. He had 8 shots in the first quarter that game. The next game he gets 11 shots up. How? How? You got to give him the ball. You got to feed the big man, because the thing is, when he doesn't get fed, he disengages. So you don't see the same energy out of him. Now you can say, oh, maybe he's tired, maybe he can't do back to back, or I don't want to say back to back. Maybe he doesn't he has to rest after games. They're playing him too many minutes or something like that. Maybe that's a possibility that you can say that. My thing is that when it comes down to the Lakers being successful is when AD balls out, and AD always gives you that energy on defense. It's just like, if are you going to get that energy on offense from him? And I think from the guards got to get the ball to the big man in order to make sure that the big man is engaged.
Did you watch the Lakers game?
Yes.
He get the ball. Now what he do with it is that's the problem. He get the ball.
Sometimes.
But is AD ready to lead the Lakers? Sure. To a championship? No. That's the problem. Like, if we clarify that question, hell to no. He ready to lead? Hell yeah. Like, playoffs, second round, couple injuries, maybe some motivation here and there. I can inspire the next talent by, showing how good I am. But vocal leader, I don't see it. I don't even see the type of leader lead by example. I don't see that either. I don't like he could lead it because, like you said, talent, top 10 talent, top 5 talent probably. Like could be the best talent in the NBA because of the defensive package that come with the possibility of the offensive package. But we see from the inconsistency, from the lack of the motor, I guess you want to see how people say he got a motor in him, like the lack of intensity in the motor. He don't really jump out and rally the troops around him. He ain't ready to lead them nowhere. He could lead them because he'll be their best player. Shit, technically LaMelo Ball the leader of the Hornets, so I mean that's fine with me. But as far as leader of the Lakers, I think it's still LeBron. I think the day AD lead the Lakers, I think that's the day they're going to regret that, and they're going to wind up looking for a veteran to take over, or they're going to just find a young stud who going to pass up Anthony Davis. Like, I could see, like, hypothetically, LeBron lead the Lakers, right? Anthony Davis take over about 2 years, and we get the New Orleans Pelicans, Anthony Davis, get to the playoffs more often, but get to the second round. I'm willing to bet money that the Lakers will probably bring in Andy Edwards, and Andy Edwards already going to be the leader of that squad, vocal leader, and not talent wise maybe, but vocal leader immediately, just a personality like that. So yes, ready to lead the Lakers? No, not ready to lead the Lakers to nothing serious.
All right, so the things that we talked about are very different. You talked about vocal leader, so I definitely think LeBron is the vocal leader. Like when it comes down to LeBron, LeBron is the presence. When it comes down to the NBA, he's been in the league 20 years. He's been elite for 20 years. This is the first year that LeBron has not got a MVP vote in the history of him being in the league.
That was crazy.
So yeah,
even
so
his rookie year.
Since his rookie year. So it's like these dudes are coming in the NBA at 20 years old, and LeBron really played against their daddy sometimes. You feel me? And has been elite since then. So it's hard to go over that presence. So that's why I was specific about saying talent-wise, right? I'm going by
what about when he leaves?
Huh?
What about when LeBron leave? You think AD gonna be that
I don't
vocal
know when
leader?
LeBron. I don't know when LeBron gonna leave, but you do lose something if you lose LeBron. So it's not like so the year that the year that AD wasn't there, LeBron still put up 28, 9, and they didn't make it to no playoffs. So it's very different when it comes down to the talent that we talking about versus translation on the court. So do I think they'll have a big hole if LeBron leaves? Absolutely. LeBron is a lot. That's a lot. That's some big shoes to fill. My thing is if you
What do you
mess,
mean?
huh?
What do you mean? I'm not saying be LeBron. I'm saying they down by 5. Is Anthony Davis gonna be the guy to sit there and say, "Hey, let's do it this way"? You don't gotta be LeBron to do that. I just don't see that in Anthony Davis at all.
No, listen, I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is that, like, as long as LeBron's there,
You
LeBron
don't
is
need
gonna
it.
be LeBron is gonna be the vocal leader, regardless if he's the best player or not. He's just the vocal leader. Just what it is. Like, I can say Chris Paul is the vocal leader at Phoenix. It don't mean that he's the best player. We know he's not even close.
No, I agree with that.
But I'm saying when it comes down to LeBron, who he is hard to surpass that as far as vocal leader. Now the thing is, if they were to win a championship, they have to go through Anthony Davis. Like, Anthony Davis has to be the best player on that team, and they have to empower him to be the best player on that team. Because the thing is, one of the things that you always say when it comes down to a big man needs a guard, right? So if we know Anthony Davis is the best player on the team, why doesn't Anthony Davis get the most shots on the team? Like, why are we not feeding him or at least running the offense through him? Because they have no answer for him, because he's going to draw the double team. That's just what it's going to be. Like, we doing as far as the Lakers, they doing, I won't say too much, but like, it feels like a lot of times a lot of people get more shots up than him. Like, Austin Reeves being able to shoot more than Anthony Davis, there's something wrong with that picture. Now I do understand that when it comes down to him, he does get the Kobe calls, which I don't understand. But just when it comes, I think the game plan to win a championship is to go through Anthony Davis, and I think that's how it should have been when he's in the lineup.
So you're saying you're just talking about pretty much with this run right now.
I'm talking about from a production standpoint. So just giving you, for example,
No, I'm talking about timeline. I know what you're talking about when you say
no, look,
production. I'm not talking about vocal no more. I'm just trying to clarify timeline.
So I'm just gonna give you, for example, when the Lakers won a championship, Anthony Davis led them in points, rebounds, blocks, probably steals. LeBron led them in assists. That was a good formula for the Lakers to win a championship. Since then, LeBron has been the main scorer, and his volume of scoring has been up. And we know it, the implications as far as implications as far as the scoring title and all that has been looming. So I know that has been part of the whole thing. But I'm saying he's got that. We done with that. Need to go back to the bread and butter. Like, LeBron run the point. AD, you be the main scorer. Get everybody else involved. When it's time to take over at the end, LeBron, do your thing, because you have been able to coast the entire game by letting AD be the workhorse.
So to be clear, again, my question was, you're talking about now.
I'm talking about since Anthony Davis has been with the Lakers, that has been the formula to win. Yes. Dude, so now
the
included.
question is AD ready to lead the Lakers? You're talking about now, or yes. I was talking about when LeBron, like LeBron gone, but you talking about now.
Yeah, now.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. My answer is no. Because if we talking about championship, right?
Yeah, Look, wait. Let me make sure I'm clear. Sure I'm clear. I don't know. I want to make sure I'm clear, because I do want to watch this game real quick. But I want to make sure I'm clear. When it comes down to Like, if you're replacing LeBron with KCP, no, they're not going to championship. But if you replace him with LeBron with equal talent, then I still
Jimmy
have,
Butler.
huh?
Jimmy Butler.
Easy, easy, right there,
What?
easy.
Okay, look. Okay, all right. So to be clear, we're talking about is AD ready to take over as the top talent to lead them to the finals, to a championship? I'm sorry, championship, not finals, championship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say no, because what we see is a lot of inconsistency. I get what you're saying; he's not getting fed the ball, but I watch these games because hypothetically, I'm cheering against the Lakers because how they did Russ this year. I don't give a damn if Russ get a ring if they win the championship. I ain't trying to hear that shit. I don't want them to win. I don't want Russ to win a championship if it's from the Lakers. No. So I'm looking at it like I don't see the way the Lakers are succeeding is not through AD. AD is the leader of that, but AD can put up those same numbers and I can see the Lakers losing. I'm saying the Lakers' success depends on their role players right now. Strictly on their role players. If all of them have a bad game, they losing. But Reeves stepped up, like Walker stepped up, Schroeder stepped up, Rui stepped up. It's all different games. These guys stepping up. That's what's leading the Lakers to success. I don't think if every game was based on AD has to be our leader, I don't think there'll be a championship squad. That's my rebuttal to that.
I just have him going through him. That's it. I don't say he has to lead it. I
First,
think
if
he
you
has to
want to
go
say
through
first
him.
option,
Yeah, I think he just have to go
okay,
through
that's
him.
cool. But championship is very
I
hard
think
to say.
he's the one that's going to get the. I think if they go through him, he's the one that's most likely to get a double team. You can basically one-on-one everybody else.
If they was doing win a championship, he would be the one they have to go through. I will agree with you on that part. All right. Let's get to this last part because I agree with you. We gotta get to this game, man. I was highly entertained that last game, so I definitely want to watch this one. All right. Speaking of last game, Phoenix and Denver playing right now, and what better topic to end this show with, right?
Yeah, let's go.
CP3 has become CP3 again. As much as G think I hate this man, I really do feel bad for this dude getting injured in his second best chances to win a fucking championship. He get hurt again. I mean, the way they balling, shout out to Devin Booker. Dude, I hated on you for a while, bro, but you shut up. I ain't gonna say nothing about you the rest of these playoffs because you balling out. And Kevin Durant just being Kevin Durant, he on a true coach mode right now that I find very hilarious. Like this dude got a whole gear he can kick into, and he only had to sniff it because Devin Booker out there going wild.
Busy.
So the question now is the Suns better without CP3? I'm guessing since you mute your mic, you rather me go first on this. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So surprisingly, I'm gonna say no. I don't think they're better off without CP3. I think CP3 will benefit them coming off the bench though, as somebody who could to stop the bleeding, somebody who could run the offense with either or Booker or Durant, and he could be a good setup shooter. Now, as far as him being that start lineup, the way Booker playing, I don't think CP3 should be in that start lineup. I think they should constantly stick with this running gun situation they've been doing. Booker has been unstoppable, especially in transition. Even in transition, he can't be stopped. I can't even fathom how they would strategize to stop Booker. But the way the first two games played out with Denver, they kind of took it. I won't say they took advantage of CP3. Well, I guess the first game with I'll probably judge more on CP3. CP3 more of a honestly, even in the Clippers series, he was kind of a ball stopper. He wasn't the setup shooter. It was kind of everybody playing ISO, him, Durant, and Booker. So to keep it short, I think they do need CP3 to win, but I think they need him as a bench option or go along with the Terrence Ross, the Craig, the Shamits. I think he can complement them and not help them out, but he could be a complement to them and their services. Like I don't think we could depend on Shamit to make 20 points, but I think we could definitely see CP3 making 15 off the bench. So I think they are better off with CP3. even though they do look good without him, I'm not buying that they'll get over to the championship without a consistent piece. I don't think, even though Chris Paul not as consistent used to be, I think he's still a consistent piece to the offense. So
All right.
surprise, surprise.
That is a surprise. So this is my takeaways from the games that CP3 played versus the games that CP3 didn't play. So I guess one of the things that that helps Monty Williams out is when CP3 doesn't play, he has a more defined role for Devin Booker. It helps him out as far as coaching, because when CP3 is in the game, is who's going to handle the ball? Is it CP3 or is it Devin Booker? And sometimes it's Devin Booker, sometimes it's CP3. So the thing is, with CP3 being out, it's Devin Booker. That's who's handling the ball. So I do get what you're saying when it comes down to they can benefit from CP3 coming off the bench, playing with the second unit. The other thing was they didn't get nothing from their bench. The games that CP3 did play, they got nothing from them. They didn't play Terrence Ross, which is, I think he's the best bench scorer that they have. They didn't play TJ Warren, and for the last game, the last game that they won, they didn't play Torrey Craig. I think they do play a little bit faster when CP3 is not in the game, so I think that does help them out. But when I look at the numbers and the pace, that doesn't really say that they do. It doesn't say that they play faster. Now the thing is, so when CP3 doesn't play, then Aiden is more nullified than not. So Aiden plays better when CP3 is in the game. That's you just and if you look at the numbers, Aiden and CP3, Aiden is more engaged because CP3 gets him the ball. They run the pick and roll. CP3 makes the read. Aiden gets the ball at the goal, and it's easier for him to run because now that's when
They play better under a slower pace.
I think that them two, when it comes down to running the pick and roll with Aiden and CP3, CP3 is more likely to pass it to Aiden when they play iso ball with Booker and what you call him, Aiden is less likely to get the ball. Now the thing is, the issue that Monty Williams had is Monty Williams didn't have a rotation. Like he didn't figure out who to play when in the series for the first two games. And the issue that you're gonna have is you got to lean more on your stars when you away, because benches traditionally perform better on the road. Like the last game, their bench gave them 40 points. They had, I want to say it was game 2 that their bench gave them 4 points. It's gonna be different. So like you're gonna need more out of your starters when when you when you're on the road. Now usually they do use CP3 and Booker as the ball handlers when each are out. So I guess just to answer the question, no, I don't think they're better off with CP3 with CP3 gone. I think it does allow Monty Williams to be a better coach, or it has allowed Monty Williams to be a better coach and be able to find a rotation. But if he was to get a healthy CP3 back, would he still be the starter? Yeah, I think he still will be the starter. I still think you stagger. I still think you stagger him and Booker when it comes down to who's going to get a breather or not. So I just think that that's just how to be. You wind up having, I think, Terrence Ross, and if TJ Warren hitting, I think that's who's playing. So I think they did a better job of finding a rotation within these games because Monty Williams did not have a rotation.
Now let me play devil's advocate. You know damn well I'm about to walk into this damn episode saying that they all better without CP3. Only problem is, like I said, and the Phoenix depth I still think their depth is pretty trash. I don't like the whole random player step up thing. That's why I said CP3 would be better. Even if I think he got to start just because on the strength of like who he is. But yeah, I think you need that consistent third option. I can't sit there and say Shamit, Craig, Ross, or any of those guys are a consistent third option. So if you're gonna say Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, then I'm definitely okay with saying CP3. If they had one more consistent player, like a campaign, I could say, oh yeah, campaign, somebody I could trust, to give you a constant 15. I would say yeah, they don't need CP3 at all. But if I'm being realistically and not trying to be funny, be entertaining, and say some shit so me you can argue, they need the depth, they need the players, and they need the consistency of CP3. If he's still the same guy, I would hate to see him come back. He not consistent no more. That would be ugly. But yeah, that's all I want to say.
Yeah, and I just think that when it came down to it, it really came down to, like, in the playoffs, your rotation should be tightened. Like, when it comes down to the rotation should be uh the rotation should be tightened. So you should have around 8 players in your rotation. You should have a guard, a 3, you have pretty much a 4-5. They have Landale has been good for them this series. They had Ross has been good for them this series. They had Shamet that has been good for them this series. So I think those are the people who you go to. But they've been playing everybody. Like Wainwright got some minutes, which I don't know if he belongs in this series. Torrey Craig may not belong in the series. They're going way.
They're playing out like the Lakers.
Yeah, they're going deep on their bench, and that's because they're trying to find something that everybody isn't giving them. So I think that's the issue that you wind up having. So yeah, I think if they tighten it up, they'll be good.
All right, we'll see. That would be a weird Western Conference Finals if it's the Lakers versus the Suns, because I swear you're gonna get nothing but a bunch of random players stepping up out of nowhere. You might have Austin Reeves being a top fucking top scorer against Torrey Craig. Like, what the hell going on? I don't know. But yeah, that's about it though. We can call that a wrap.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Like and subscribe. We gonna clip these up, and y'all tell us who y'all think is right. Tank or Blaze?
Blaze, clearly.
I'm just saying.
Like you said, man, the link's gonna be in the description box. Stop hating, stop bitching, be smart. Shout out to Kobe, GOAT. Well, let's never forget. You know what I'm saying? Like, and shout out to Steph with his impact in the game. G. Next time.
Later. Hemi Butler, top 10.
Oh, I can't wait for people to talk about that one.